Well, right now, investigators still trying to sort out exactly how this happened, but I want to show you what's going on behind me. It's a little tough to see because it is very dark in this area, but there is a dump truck that actually went into this home, and I talked to the grandson of the couple that lives there. He tells me it was an elderly couple in their 80s, and it's tough to see from this angle, but the cab of that truck missed a bedroom where we're told an 85-year-old man was actually asleep when all of this happened. Now, just down the way from here, there is another truck and another vehicle that were involved in this crash, and one witness told me they believe the other truck, a pickup truck, actually crossed over the center line, hit the front of this truck, and then as the driver swerved, he ended up going into this home. He plowed over a fence. He hit another car. So right now, investigators still out here trying to sort out exactly what happened. We know one person with minor injuries was taken to the hospital. We're live in Pierce County. Amy Marino, King 5 News.